Hi guys! So it's been a while and I don't know where to start. Whew. Well, this is gonna be a little bit emotional maybe. It's gonna be emotional for me. So keep that in mind that this is not gonna be my regular kind of video. It's just mostly me talking about my experience through this university year. And if you're not interested, click away. There will be another video today where I will talk about how I managed to learn Japanese in 3 months, and I hope you'll enjoy that. But till then, this is all you're gonna have to work with. So if you're interested, stay. If you're not, click away. Well, so for you who managed to stay, thank you. And today is gonna be very difficult for me personally because in October of 2017 I changed colleges. Actually, I didn't just change colleges, I changed universities. I actually moved from one side of the city to another side of the city, but it's so crazy. So I didn't have luck in my first year of university due to the fact that I did not take it as seriously as I should have. When I take complete blame for that, it was completely my fault. The first semester was amazing, but starting the second semester, I already knew I was gonna fail everything. And I remember telling my colleagues, guys, I'm not gonna pass anything of this. Like, I'm gonna fail everything. And they were like, no, you're just saying that, we're gonna help you out. And it so happens that they did help me out. They helped me out with English, which is crazy, the fact that I know English. But that university got me to the point where I was questioning things. Do I know them at all? Do I know this language? Do I know anything? It was just so much negativity. I remember staying in the whole summer, studying, trying to understand anything, but everything that I was reading, that I was learning, I was constantly doubting myself on it. I was never sure, do I know this? Is this right? Did I learn the right thing? Like, there's this one book and I can't read it. I mean, I can read it, but you know when you're reading something and you understand nothing of it? It was so depressing. And I realized that that is not a place for me. I consider myself not smart enough, or maybe I need to go to a special school or something like that. And to be honest, I felt very, very depressed. And during that very, very short gap, like 2 weeks before everything happened, I started learning Russian again because I wanted to see, is there something wrong with me? Am I not capable of learning things? And I've learned Russian before. I learned it when I was in elementary, but I have not touched it for over 5 years at that point. And I was like, okay, if I can't remember anything of this language, then my brain is completely dead or something like that. So I started reviewing everything I knew about Russian, about the Russian language, about Russian grammar, everything. And in like 5 days, I made extreme progress. And I was like, huh, does that mean that I am capable of learning things? So at that point, I already gave up on college and everything. I wanted to like give up on everything and just find a job and, you know, move on with my life. Like, college is not for me. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this random book that I bought and I'm gonna see, can I learn it? And I learned it. And at that point I realized maybe I had anxiety, maybe I was under a lot of stress. And the final product was just me being like, okay, I did not fit in there. That was not the tempo that I'm used to. Those were not the people that I'm used to, not my colleagues, the professors mostly. They were very kind. There was different people actually. There were those who were kind, those who were a little bit less kind, but most importantly, everybody was human-ish. So it wasn't maybe that, I just needed a different kind of, I don't know, atmosphere. Now, I did consider the fact that I did go to a private high school, and this was a community, like, university college, like, it was for everyone, like, you didn't have to pay much for it. And I was like, huh, okay, maybe I'm used to a luxury. And I was like, no, I'm not one of those people. I literally have nothing that is branded. Nothing at all. Not that kind of person. I don't have complexes of like wanting luxury stuff and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, I'm not gonna put a price on knowledge. I'm gonna go and enroll into a private university. I mean, apparently I'm like that. And I am very blessed that I can do this. So I googled all the private universities in my country, and I narrowed it down to 2 universities that I wanted to enroll. So I called both of them up, and I talked with everybody I could find possibly, from students to secretaries to actual professors, and I even got to the deans. I was just very interested to see what these places offer me. And I don't know, kind of this university I'm currently at gave me more of a prosperity with the fact that they had the exact thing that I wanted to study when I was still in high school. I wanted to study journalism. I was very passionate about it, but I was also very scared because being a woman and being a journalist is like, nah, or at the very least that's where I am at. That is a huge nah, like women in journalism, not safe. But there is some very famous TV journalists that are women, and in my country, and I was like, okay, I have actual role models, people who made it. Then I started googling who all finished this university, and there were a lot of scandals about it, I will not lie. I mean, every private university has scandals behind it, it's a normal thing, competition. And I kind of decided I wanted to go to this university. Some amazing people finished it. I got in contact with those people and they had so much good things to say about it. The understanding of professors, the lectures, the everything. And I was like, what? This is the amazing thing, I'm gonna take this. So I went to go and enroll. And in my head, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be first year again. So I will be 1 year behind my whole generation, but I will at least finish it, Thinking in advance, I will finish it. So I went there with my father, and because somebody needs to pay, I ain't got that money. So I went there with my father, and this professor approached us, and he even more persuaded my father to enroll me here. And we were talking okay, so what exams do you have passed from your previous college? And I was like, okay, well, here's my index. This is what I have passed. And he's like, oh, well, you have enough to start second year here. And I'm like, what? I had 2 exams passed in my previous university that this university can vouch for, that they have similar stuff done. So I was like, okay, so I can start second year. And they're like, yeah, you're starting Monday. And I'm like, yeah. I was not gonna be late on 1 year. And then the tricky thing happened. Instead of having the luxury of, continuing, everything's okay. No, I had to pass my 3 differential exams. And I had to do this within 3 months. That is from October till December. And there were times when you can apply exam periods, but for people like me. And to be honest, I got to pick which ones I would like to pass from the first year. So the courses actually, that I picked, one was very similar to one that I had at my previous university, but I did not pass it. The second one was a huge mistake, which is now the love of my life. I have a huge phobia of psychology because psychology broke me at my previous university, and I accidentally sent the email to the psychology professor. I was like, why did I do this? No. And she was actually the first person who I went to meet up with to talk about my differential exam. And the last subject that I actually applied for, and am very happy that I apparently applied for, was communicology. So it's a science of signs and languages and whatnot. It's pretty fun in its own way, I guess. But it turns out that I was the only person in the history of the whole university that picked that exact subject as a differential exam. Regular students hate it, and I picked it as my differential. I was like, but I find it fun. And I did find it fun. It was the most fun I had studying. The book was written it's like an encyclopedia. It wasn't plain chapters and everything. It was you have a word and the meaning of that word, and then you go from that word to another word, and it was beyond fun to study it, to read it, and most of it I knew from life, so it was a win-win situation. Now, the psychology thing turned out to be amazing because I got to write essays, and that was gonna be my exam, and I was gonna talk about those essays, and your girl loves writing, so it was beyond fun. And yeah, the one exam that was okay, because I had it in my previous college, it was about politics, and I was like, When you can't beat them, join them, I guess. So when I passed that, it was already January at that point. It was the end of December, and January was around the corner, and I had new exams to pass. So in January, I applied to pass 3 exams, passed them all, no problem. And then I was supposed to be clean till April, where I wanted to study for this exam, but ended up not studying for it at all. Like, nope. I really wanted to study for it, but I got so sick. Literally was in bed for a week, and like I had 2 days to prepare, and I was like, there is no way I'm gonna prepare this whole course in the previous semester. And I had luck that I aced all the colloquiums and the presentation and everything, so I had a lot of points and was able to write in a mark without even preparing the exam. And I was like, yes, thank you. That was everything, literally. And as soon as I clapped my little hands, it was June. So in June, that was still June actually. I don't know will it be June when I upload this, but it's June today. So in June, I applied to pass 3 exams, and the lucky little me passed them all. Haha. And now it'll be July. And in July, I actually wanted to pass 2 exams, but decided not to, and I'm just going for 1, which I'm also just gonna write in the grade. So technically I'm cheating a bit, but you know, it's still a passed exam. I worked for it, haha. And then comes August. In August, it'll be hell, because in August I have the last exams to give. I'll have 1 exam from this year, which is French 2, and I will have 2 exams from the first year, which I haven't passed. And after that, I'm officially done. I will have passed 16 exams in 1 school year. And I actually feel amazing about it to that point that I'm considering not going regularly anymore to my university, but I will, instead of taking up 3rd year of college, I will take up both 3rd and 4th year next year. Actually, I'm still thinking about it, but if I've already passed once all these 16, I'm sure I can do it again next year. And that means that I will be 1 year ahead of my whole generation. And to be honest, that feels good to say, but part of me really wants to like relax and like reward myself, taking it easy, meeting my professors, rendezvousing, maybe potentially sometimes getting a job or something like that. And I don't know, kind of I'm not really sure do I want to do this. Like one part of me is like, yeah, we should totally do this. This is gonna be epic. And another part of me is like, must we do this? Life is so complicated sometimes, but it turned out everything turned amazing. I'm passing all my exams with amazing marks, and even though it's a private university, the standards are still pretty high for 9th grade, which is very normal. They have inspection, people need to check if they're doing their job correctly. But the fact is that it's so easy to like pass exams with a very low grade. Almost anyone can do it, but you have to attend classes, you have to pass tests, you have to give presentations, and people expect a lot from you if you want that grade. But if you want a bonus, then you gotta crack open books. And to be honest, like, the only exam that I'm so proud of getting the highest mark at was definitely the hardest exam in the 2nd year, and that is like the exam all the journalists like have. It required us to read 5 books and prepare those questions. Next to the fact, of course, knowing everything that the professor was talking about, because he would give like, you know, 1 extra question. And to be honest, I was so happy when I passed it, and I passed it with a max grade. I was like, yes! I got my mojo back! And I think that this year was my year. I mean, it still is this year though. But I really didn't want to say this before it was definitely confirmed, but I will keep you updated. I was offered a job at my university. I will be an assistant in class in English 1 and 2 courses. And I don't know what to say about that. When the professor came up to me and told me this and asked for my number and exchanged stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get hired at my own university. Like, what? That was something that I'd never expected would happen to me. I always wanted to be an assistant. I always wanted to work at a university. It was kind of a thing that I found myself being like, I could teach. I'm good enough to teach. And the fact that that was offered to me, I was like, I'm so happy because of that. I'm still smiling about it. Even though I'm not 100% sure that I will get this job, the fact that it was offered to me was everything. I was so happy. I still am very happy about it. If I get it, I think I will literally cry because this is a dream that I'm living at the moment, and it's going so perfectly well that I don't know what to say. It is true that I really work hard on all my exams and I study like a freak, and it's normal. Everybody does. That's included one day. And especially people from Study Amina that are watching this. Hi guys. I really am happy that I got a few positive comments from you guys, like in chats and DMs, and saying that my motivation, my study habits are goals. And to be honest, I never thought I would be that kind of person to be a role model to someone, because I always consider myself very unorganized, very, all around the place. But I guess in the last year, a lot of things changed. And I got my life together. I got very, very organized, and I guess this community played a huge role in all that, because literally in October I found out about this whole community of people studying, sharing motivation and everything, and this played such a huge role in my life and affected me to that point that I guess I'll be getting a job. And I'm just so happy to be a part of this whole community, to be able to talk about it openly, for someone to listen to me and, just be there and be positively supportive about it. Even though I will definitely never meet any of you guys, you really have touched me, and I consider each and every one of you a very, very close friend. And I'm just so thankful to be a part of something like this and to make history. Also, I've seen that, oh my god, who was it? I can't remember who was it, but somebody got published in New York Times and I forgot who. Oh no. I remember seeing it on Insta stories and I was like, what? Get out! Like, it became a trend and New York News was writing about it, and I was like, yes, we're making a breakthrough. Like, the whole community is becoming more positive, more popular, more people are joining it, and it's just beyond happy. Like, if you just type in study with me and go today, you'll see how many new people are joining this community, like every minute, every hour. People want to join this. This is something that is positive. Only positivity is given here, literally. What better way to encourage someone and change their life than to give them advice how to study and how to make a better life for themselves. I'm beyond happy to be here, and thank you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here with me, joining me on this journey, and helping me reach so many goals. I am truly blessed to be here. And with this, I guess I will conclude this part of the video, and maybe I will make a part 2 about everything that was going on through this year, but I think that this is a very nice summary of what has happened to me recently, and thank you again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video where I talk about how I learned Japanese in 3 months. Wow. Actually, you know what? I'm tempted enough to learn, I need to learn French, but I'm tempted to try and superpower it and learn it in less than a month. So, tell me what you think about that. Is it possible? Can I do that? There's nothing I can't do at this point, but I'll see you soon. Bye.